What is good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. We are officially in 2020, the year 2020. It is amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a Five Guys mukbang. I have a regular cheeseburger from Five Guys. They put the regular has 2 patties on it. Of course, got the cheese on there. I got grilled onions, green peppers, which I had last time I had Five Guys and liked it, so why not? And barbecue sauce, which is my staple on my burgers. Fries, of course, some ketchup, peanuts, which are at Five Guys exclusively. I always get them. Never had them here, so figure why not? I might be talking a little bit later on. Got some water here as well. I was gonna get a milkshake, but I was like, I'm pushing my stomach far. I don't want to push my stomach too far, so I didn't get a milkshake. Although I did want to try it, maybe next time. Just wasn't feeling it today. Also going to be talking about movies from 2019. This is basically like a year in review. I'm going to rank my top 5. Why did I do that? I never did that. Who does that for 5? Why did I do that? I guess I'm looking at it. I don't know. So my top 5 favorite movies of the year, and also just talking about some disappointments, movies I wanted to see, didn't get to see, and also my plans for 2020, where I'm going to be kind of just taking my life in general and be sharing that with y'all, and I hope y'all can share with me some of what you plan on doing in 2020. As I mentioned before, I'm not really a big, okay, it's a new year, time to change. But it just happens to be there's things going on in my life where this is the time where it's going to be happening. Am I going to start doing it today? No, but I've put things in the works to get things going where I need to go. Let's get down to food. So that is the burger. I'm going to try to keep these green peppers right there for y'all. There you go. They look like they're about to fall out, so that's why I'm going from that side. That is good. I saw Gordon Ramsay eat his burger like this. He kind of flips it. I was like, alright. He's pretty smart. He knows food. Hope everyone had a nice New Year celebration. Safe, good times, whether you're by yourself, family, friends, whatever you were doing. I hope it was a good time. I need those green peppers in there. I like it. It's mostly for texture. There's not a lot of flavor with the green pepper, but the texture is really good. This burger. Speaking of 2020, regarding food and me, I'm gonna try to get on more of a healthy kick a little bit. I know I'm realistic with myself to know that there's certain things I'm going to eat that I'm going to crave, and I'm not gonna deny myself them. Now, for example, like this cheeseburger, I've been craving a cheeseburger for a few days now. I got one today. Oh well. But in regards to something like a cheeseburger or a cheesesteak, or any type of like sandwich, what I'm gonna try to do is get it without the bun, no bread. I think that's like, okay, you're still eating that, but okay, you're moving it in the right direction. So that's kind of like an angle I'm taking. I think it's hard to do these diets or whatever you want to call them, where you just basically cut like big things out of your diet. Like your body is kind of requesting it. Like there's no ease into it. So that's how I just do my own thing. Very good. Wish they would put a little bit more barbecue sauce on there, but what are you gonna do? What's with this green pepper keep coming out? Stay on there, man. Get on that burger. I need you. I need you for texture. So getting into some movies, movie talk from 2019. It was an interesting year. It was an interesting year for me, but from the angle of I was actually reviewing movies this year. I think I started the channel in April. I'm not 100% on that. It was either April or May. I remember the first video I did was a movie review. I reviewed Spider-Man, excuse me, Far Away From Home, which is a movie I had fun with, but you know, nothing to write home about. And there's gonna be some movies I just don't mention that you may have seen, that I may have reviewed. If I don't really mention it in here, I'm not that passionate about either way. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad enough, or it didn't stir anything up in me where I'd wanna talk about it or address it. There was a couple movies I wanted to see that I didn't get to see. There's one called A Hidden Life. I don't know if it's still out. I might actually try to go see it. The problem is it's an indie movie, so it's like playing at like 2 theaters within 100 miles, you know what I mean? It's about this, it's a true story of a man who's a farmer in Germany during the start of World War II, Hitler's reign, and he refused to fight and serve under Hitler and under great scrutiny. It's about a 3-hour movie. It looks beautiful. The trailer looks fantastic. And I like the idea of that. I like the idea of somebody doing that, because standing up for what you believe in when everybody else is against you, and like it shows in the trailer, the church is against them. The church is saying, do what the state tells you to do, do what your country tells you to do. And his fellow countrymen, his neighbors, people he probably knew his whole life, I don't know, I haven't seen the movie. And so I just like the idea of that a lot. Ironically, the guy that stars in it was like one of the dudes in Inglourious, Quentin Tarantino's war movie, where the dude was a Nazi, which is ironic, I guess. There's a movie called Parasite that came out. It's like a satirical comedy, satirical horror. It's a Korean movie. It was really well rated. But what are you gonna do? I want to start out with one that I watched about a month or two ago. I think it was October. And now it's not a criticism, it's just saying I didn't get it. So it's made by A24, which is like, they make a lot of independent type films, lower budget. And I usually love their movies, and especially love their horror movies. And this one is in black and white. It's about two like lighthouse workers. We don't know when, we don't know where, and basically a descent into madness. Like there's some folklore. There's a lot going on. So it's Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. I love minimal cast. I love horror movies. I like, you know, auteur type stuff where there's a story, there's a creative, like there's an idea behind this. The director, it had the writing of a movie that I would love. I watched it and I just didn't get it. I was just like, you ever watched it? And then what was crazy was, not that I didn't get it, I looked afterward. I usually don't look at reviews right after, but I was like, I gotta know how people are feeling. And the movie is extremely well rated. So I'm gonna give it a second chance when it's available to stream, rent, or whatever. Because there's sometimes I just don't get it. And I was kind of in a mood that day where I was just kind of like, I was just kind of in a bad, like just not in a bad mood, but just like, you know, I just don't like anything right now. You ever have one of those days, you know what I mean? So there was that. I'm gonna go on talk about a movie that came out way earlier this year that it's going to be controversial. I'm sure there's going to be mostly people that disagree with me on this, because this is a pretty well liked movie. But one, I'm just, and just a genre that I'm kind of getting tired of. I did not like the Avengers Endgame at all. Didn't like it. I watched it in the theater and I rewatched it when it was available to rewatch. I streamed it. Didn't like it. It's predictable. The jokes, I'm really tired of the Marvel jokes. The jokes they inject in those movies are so corny. They're so corny, and like everybody always laughs. Like, why are you laughing? That was a terrible joke. And they usually do it after some big explosion or some like group of people died or something, and they make a joke. Like, that's not how you do that. And the characters are just so predictable. I also love the Incredible Hulk. He's my favorite Avenger. And the whole MCU series, they basically emasculated the Incredible Hulk. Especially in this movie. I liked it actually when I first saw it in the theater, then I rewatched it and I was like, you know what? Why isn't he being Hulk? He's the most powerful, destructive character. He only got to do that in one movie in the entire MCU series. And it's like, really, like, why? He's a boss. Let him be boss. Let him get in there and destroy the thing. No. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to let the Hulk be the Hulk. And spoiler alert right here for if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame. I think everybody on the planet has. The end where, spoiler, and where Captain America goes back and puts all the stones back where they should be, and then he also changes things so he could have his little notebook moment and live his little notebook romance life. When you change things in the past, it affects things in the future. And the fact that like that's just disregarded, he didn't consider that, he can just do whatever he wants, it bothered me. Like, he just gets a free pass because he's Captain America. That's why I don't like Captain America. I never liked him. I didn't like him in the cartoons. He's too perfect, and that I found his flaw. Selfish. He just wanted his romantic life. Forget him. So that was a big frustration of mine. I'm glad I got that off my chest. I watched that movie before I started the channel, so I didn't get to review it. I guess you just got kind of my review. But yeah, I just didn't like it. You got good actors in that movie. The actors in the movie are good. They never kill off any major characters. Oh, one. Oh my gosh. The one big character we got rid of. They never do that. There's all these explosions, there's all this destruction, madness. Nothing ever happens any bad character. These villains they make out like Thanos to be, they can snap their fingers and turn things into dust, yet they're defeated. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really? And of course they're defeated. Because the bad guys never win. And then I did like Infinity War, and that's what made me even more mad about Endgame. I really liked Infinity War. That was like probably Ragnarok is like my favorite of the whole series, which is nobody probably likes Ragnarok #1. I don't know. I haven't really asked. But they're just getting too predictable. And speaking of predictable, I saw Star Wars last week. Awful. Awful movie. Why do we have to keep bringing back characters from the past and forcing them in the movie? If you haven't seen Star Wars, don't. I don't like it. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get into some stuff I do like. I just needed to vent a little bit about some movies. Because I don't like to be, like when I review movies, I don't like to be outwardly like, oh, I hated this. But those movies bother me on a level of, they're just so predictable, and it's just like we know what's going to happen. And it's like a spectacle. It's not like you're going to a movie. It's just like it's just like, I don't know how to describe it. And like you have great actors. Robert Downey Jr. is amazing. Was it Chris Evans, Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner? Like there's a lot of great actors in there, and the acting is fine. You can see they're on a green screen. It's just like, yo, it was obviously, they all did that for paycheck and future films. Now, getting on a more positive side, one movie that I didn't think I would like, but I actually was surprised with, mildly surprised with, was Toy Story 4. I did review that earlier this year, and I actually enjoyed it. It was fun. You got some old characters from the past, little twist. I would have liked to see more from the other ones like Rex and Buzz. It was more a Woody movie than anything, which is fine. But they obviously did it so they could have more spin-offs. But I had more fun with it than I thought I would. It was solid, you know. What are you gonna? What I don't know what I expected to give it going to see Toy Story 4. I got more than I expected, so I'm just saying that. I got like the Bo Peep angle. I like that stuff, and of course they like the director likes The Shining. There's little Shining nods in there. I love that. So you know, getting into my top 5. Now most of these, did I review all these this year? I believe I did. I believe I reviewed most of these. My number 5, I did not review. Came out earlier about a month ago, I think in November maybe, early December, I don't know. It's called Knives Out. It's kind of set up like Clue, if you ever seen Clue. It's like a murder mystery. Something happens, somebody dies mysteriously, we don't know who did it. There's a lot of money at stake. There's like brothers and sisters within the family, and who inherits the money, who did this, and you got Daniel Craig in there, James Bond, if you don't know who Daniel Craig is, Lakeith Stanfield, which I'm really loving Lakeith Stanfield. He is Get Out, Knives Out, and that's funny, 2 movies were out, and Uncut Gems he was in recently as well. He's really on a roll right now. He's a really good actor. There's sometimes I'm like, okay, why is this person coming out of nowhere getting all these roles? Him, I don't mind. He's a really good actor, and I hope to see more from him. Jamie Lee Curtis is in there. Who else we got? Who else was in the movie? Oh, Chris Evans from Captain America was in it. And Captain America, I liked him in this. I laughed. I had fun with him. Like the humor in this movie, I got. It made sense. Chris Evans. Who else was in it? I know I'm forgetting some important people, and I apologize to them for forgetting them. But yeah, Knives Out. It was a fun ride. You know, it's tongue in cheek. It's got some humor. It's got good action. The dialogue between the characters is good. How they solve the murder mystery is cool. It's like a rich family. Something happens to them. It's just a fun ride. I really enjoyed it. My number 4 movie for the year was A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, starring Tom Hanks, basically the Mr. Rogers story. This is a feel-good movie. I grew up with Mr. Rogers, and they did this movie complete justice. Or did Mr. Rogers justice. It's basically about Mr. Rogers turning someone who is very cynical about the way their life has been and making them see everything that they do have. Mr. Rogers doesn't see anything really from a negative standpoint. He wants to make you see the positive. He's very honest, and I just felt good leaving the movie. I reviewed the movie, so I'm not going to go too far into it. But yeah, I just felt really good. It was well done. All the little stuff in between where they're traveling and they use like the little toy cars and little toy bridges and stuff, like it was on the show. They set it up like a long Mr. Rogers episode and had a little edge to it as well. So you had some language in there, so it was adult enough to entertain me and to grab me, but also a child can gain from it as well. Now number 3 and number 2 were my hardest of the year to decide where I wanted to put them. I didn't know where I wanted to put these movies. Number 3 is Joker. I love Joker. It was an awesome movie. So well done. One of my favorite characters, period, of pop culture ever is Joker. He's just menacing. He's funny. He has a sick sense of humor. You know, he tries to find a joke out of everything. And we generally don't know his background. This movie gave you the background on it. It's shot beautifully. Again, this is another one I've reviewed very passionately. I really enjoyed this. And it's a great take on mental health and how we treat people with mental health and how we don't treat people with mental health and how those can have residual effects on society, and then we still blame that person rather than looking inward. That's how I took it. But Joker, Joaquin Phoenix is amazing in it. He plays Joker. It's really good across the board. Robert De Niro's in there. He kind of has like just a little side role, but I really liked it. I had a feeling I was gonna like it going in. It just had that feel to it, had a look to it. It looked gritty. It looked very 80s New York. The dialogue is good. His sixth sense of humor is done perfectly. It's a little slow, and that's where it hurt for me a little bit. Where I'm gonna go over number 2. The slowness in the beginning kind of hurts it a little bit for me, and also and the way they tie in everything. I'm not gonna spoil it in case you still haven't seen it, but the way they tie in everything was perfection. I really like it. Number 2. I realized, why did I just start saying that when I'm about to take a bite? I don't know. Number 2 is Uncut Gems. I reviewed this about a week or so ago. Saw it on the day after Christmas. One of the better movies I've seen. It's so well done. It felt like something I would want to make. If it had a lot of vibes of the way I would want to tell a story, especially the ending. Adam Sandler is tremendous in this movie. The pace of this movie, like I said, this is where it kind of broke away from Joker. This movie is at a fast pace. It's about a jeweler. If you want to watch my review, I'll make sure I include that at the end or whatever. You know, that little suggested videos, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just very fast paced about a Jewish jeweler, successful guy in New York, has a gambling addiction, has ties to celebrities in that world, is trying to balance his family life. He has a mistress, all this stuff going on. Adam Sandler is great. I love watching Adam Sandler in this role. If you watch the trailer, you'll get why I like it. This is, I just really enjoyed it. It was, and like I said, the ending just set it over the top. I mean, it deals with energy. Yeah, everything. Kevin Garnett's in there. Again, Lakeith Stanfield's in 2 movies on my top 5 as a kind of a supporting character. He's tremendous. He's really good, and he's great supporting character in Get Out. But yeah, shot beautifully, very New York type movie. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend that because that's probably, I think that's still out there. Knives Out might be out, but Uncut Gems. Yeah, if you like crime movies, if you like underworld movies, taking you into a world that you know nothing about, this is where you gotta go. And my number one movie of the year is The Peanut Butter Falcon. It stars Shia LaBeouf. And there's also Zach Gottsagen. It's a buddy movie. And this is a feel-good movie. But where it's separate from Mr. Rogers is it feels a little bit more down home, a little bit more relatable, and also it's a unique story. Where the Mr. Rogers, like all the materials there, and you just made a movie around it, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I really respect a unique story that was just created. So the actor who plays Zach, his dream was to be an actor. He has Down syndrome, and he wants to be an actor. And he is in the movie. He has his own dream in the movie. So there's a very close parallel. Even talking about the movie, it's making me feel good. And Shia LaBeouf is kind of like, he's had some bad things happen in his life, and these two characters just meet each other at the right time. They go on a journey together. The dialogue is great. It's there's some bad language in there, but that makes it more realistic. That's why I like it. I like to watch movies where people talk like I talk. And these are two people that are just living life. They're just living life, and they're chasing a dream. They have a goal, and they want to get there, and they're supportive of each other. It's really good. If you want a feel-good movie, if you want a movie that's going to make you tear up, if you need to get a good cry out, Peanut Butter Falcon is where it's at. And it's shot beautifully. It's in I believe it's like in, is it Louisiana? It has to be like Georgia. It's probably, I think it's Georgia. Or no, it's Florida. But it's like near the swamp. But that's irrelevant. It just looks beautiful. Made me feel good when I left the theater. It stayed with me. I pre-ordered it. I own it on DVD. I ordered it as soon as I could. I was like, anytime I'm having a bad day, I want to watch this movie. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on what your favorite movies were this year. I know I'm gonna get some disagreement on Endgame. That's fine. Listen, when I talk about movies and stuff, I love film. I love movies. Let me know like what you liked, why you liked it. Give me your top 5. Give me a top 2. Give me your favorite movie of the year. I hope I was able to recommend some movies this year. Last year as well. And I want to thank all y'all for my first, I was on YouTube for a full year, but like 2019 was my first year on YouTube. Y'all were extremely supportive. Love, support in the comments. We have had, it's just been a good vibe. And I hope to continue that going forward. Now going forward, I'm bringing something back into my life that I left behind, that I haven't had in my life for a long time. It's something I used to do. And I don't want to talk about, I don't want to say what it is directly yet, but because I want to get to doing it first before I do it, because if I say it, I might not do it. I just want to let y'all know this is, I'm just trying to, I'm on a spiritual journey, and this is something that is part of it. I'm trying to raise my vibration and just be a positive force, be in a positive headspace, and just vibrate at a high level. And that's where I want to go into this 2020. And again, it's not going to be overnight. I'm not that type of person who makes wholesale changes in their life overnight. I like to gradually, build up. But yeah, and I'm going to be trying to eat better. And when it comes to like movies, I'm probably not going to be going to see movies that I know I'm not going to like. Like when I went to go see Endgame, I went because I've seen all those movies with my friends, and it's like an experience. So for that reason, I do really enjoy going to see those movies. And I went to go see the same movie. Like it's an experience. Like I went to go see most of the MCU movies with my friend. And Star Wars, same thing. So on that level, I enjoy it, but it's not stimulating me intellectually. It's not like helping me think differently. And I missed a lot of movies because they're like independent and they're far away. But I know film is going to be a part of my life. eventually I need to move it out. I know long term, like watching movies is not going to help me get to my highest level, but I know that I love movies for so long that I'm going to have, they're going to be a part of my life. But I need to watch movies that are going to stimulate me intellectually, spiritually, make me think about myself. You know, just that give you that good type of feeling. Like I was saying about Peanut Butter Falcon, it's a movie that it's a unique story. It's a story they just created specifically for this movie, and the best part of the movie was 90 minutes, and you're in and out, and you feel good. But yeah, I need to look for more stuff. I love story. I love character. I don't need the explosions. I don't need the green screens anymore. I'm going to put it in there here and there. It's fine. I'm just trying to involve more things in my life to like bring me to a higher spiritual level, higher intellectual level. That's what I want to do. I'm thinking about cutting out the smartphone altogether, just getting a regular phone, none of them features, because it's a distraction. I'll still be connected to the internet, have on the computer, go on the laptop, and do what I do, communicate with y'all, all that. But yeah, it's just a distraction in my life. It's not serving me. It's not helping me. The phone's not helping me be my best self. And I know a lot of people want to be like, Scott, you are crazy. You want to take the phone out? You're not going to have a smartphone? Listen, sometimes you need to do what you need to do in your life. I haven't fully committed to it yet. I got the research. I have to make sure there's a legitimate phone. I just want to get a phone. I don't want to just get some bad phone that's going to work for 3 months. But yeah, guys, that's where I'm headed. Let me know down below your resolutions, your goals, where you're trying to take your life, or if there's nothing, if everything's good, cool. You know, we're all on a different path, and that's one thing that drives me crazy about the internet is people try to inject their thoughts and their beliefs on you. Like, we all are on a different path. We were all born at different times, we have different upbringings. Like, my dad is a twin, and they're two different people. They were born at literally almost the same time, minutes apart. From the same person, they grew up in the same household, same area, similar upbringing, and there's a lot of similarities, but they're also very much different people. So, like, and that's one thing I have to do with my own self is, and I don't do that really that often anyway, is everybody's on their own journey. Far be it for me to make my judgments on somebody else's life. But I just got to worry about my own self. And once I got my own self fully in order, exactly where I want to be, then I can help others and not dictate to others how I think they should live their life. If you have people in your life that you don't need, now I've done this already in my life, thankfully. I don't have any friends or family in my life that I don't want. Everybody that I have in my life, everybody has my phone number, and the people that I want to have my phone number. You know what I mean? People that call you, wish you happy birthday, happy new year, whatever. I know all of them. You know what I mean? So if you need to make those changes are tough to make. I had to do it. If you have someone that's not adding value to your life, they're not making you happy, if somebody's not encouraging you, 86. Bye. You gotta have that tough conversation. And last thing I'll leave y'all with is one thing I'm trying to do in my own life. And I really don't like, I don't get put in these situations a lot, but a couple times a year it does happen, and I'm just put in a spot where I don't want to be. If you want to do something in your life, whether it be an event, party, whatever it is, say yes. If you don't want to do something, say no. I'll leave y'all with that. But yeah, guys, I know this is a long video. Thank you for joining me today. I greatly appreciate your time. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope it is a great one for you wherever you are. But yeah, again, guys, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for a great 2019. Give me your thoughts on your movies, on your resolutions, whatever it is, what you like from 2019, what you're leaving behind, what you're doing moving forward. Guys, I greatly appreciate you spending a few minutes with me today for this Five Guys meal, which was delicious. And I will see you guys again soon. Until then, take care and be well.